He was told he would die poor, mocked, hungry, forgotten. Then one day, his axe struck something buried in the earth. Inside the clay jar was a map, and that map would change everything. Inside the jar lay a fragile scroll, a map that whispered of a forgotten treasure hidden beyond the known world's edge. His heart raced as he realized this was not just a map, but a key to escaping the chains of poverty. Welcome to Wise Soul Tales, where we explore the deepest journeys of the human spirit and the power of true resilience. In a forgotten valley shadowed by towering mountains, a small village lay silent, burdened by the heavy weight of eternal poverty. Here lived Adam, a young boy whose eyes held dreams far bigger than the narrow, dusty streets that confined his existence. His mother worked from dawn until dusk, her hands rough and calloused, scraping together just enough food to survive another day. Their dinner was often nothing more than a thin soup, eaten in silence as the shadows danced upon the wooden walls. The villagers offered no comfort, only sharp words and mockery, whispering that those born into poverty were destined to die poor. He tried to ignore their cruel laughter, but the stinging words pierced his heart, making him question his own worth and future. Yet deep inside his soul, a spark of defiance burned, refusing to accept that this miserable life was his only option. One crisp morning, Adam ventured deeper into the woods than usual, the ancient trees towering above him like silent, watchful guardians. As he swung his axe, the blade struck something solid buried in the earth, a sound that echoed through the trees. Curiosity took over as he dug with his bare hands, unearthing an old clay jar that had been hidden for centuries. Inside the jar lay a fragile scroll, a map that whispered of a forgotten treasure hidden beyond the known world's edge. His heart raced as he realized this was not just a map, but a key to escaping the chains of poverty. He returned home breathless, watching his sleeping mother, knowing that leaving was the only way to save her from this life. With a heavy heart but a determined spirit, he packed his meager belongings, ready to face the unknown perils ahead alone. He left a simple note promising to return, then stepped out into the cool night air, leaving his childhood home behind. As the sun began to rise, he took one last look at the village that had only ever offered him sorrow. He turned away and walked forward, his fear replaced by a burning desire to rewrite the story of his own destiny. The journey began in a dense forest, where the shadows were long, and the silence was broken only by strange sounds. Soon the path disappeared, replaced by a wall of sharp thorns that seemed to warn travelers to turn back immediately. Adam did not stop. He pushed through the pain, his skin scratched and bleeding, proving his will was stronger than steel. He emerged on the other side, battered and bruised, but with a spirit that was now tougher than the thorns behind him. His map led him to an ancient stone gate, guarded not by monsters, but by riddles carved deep into the rock. He sat for hours, his mind racing to solve the puzzle, knowing that brute force would never open this heavy door. With a sudden flash of insight, he pressed the correct stone, and the ancient mechanism groaned, slowly revealing the path forward. The gates opened to reveal a dark tunnel, a test of courage for anyone brave enough to walk into the unknown. He lit a torch and stepped inside, the flickering light casting long shadows that seemed to dance along the ancient walls. The path ended abruptly at the edge of a subterranean river, its dark waters rushing with a terrifying and deadly force. Fear gripped his heart for a moment, but he remembered his mother's face and found the strength to conquer his terror. He did not retreat. Instead, he gathered driftwood and vines, using his wits to build a raft to cross the abyss. The current fought him with fury, tossing his small raft like a leaf, but Adam paddled with the strength of desperation. With every ounce of energy he possessed, he fought the river's power, refusing to let nature stop him from his goal. He reached the other side and collapsed, exhausted but victorious, knowing the hardest part of his journey was now behind him. As he lifted his head, a golden glow spilled from the cavern ahead, promising that his trials had not been in vain. Inside, mountains of gold and ancient jewels glittered in the torchlight, a reward destined for the one who dared to try. Adam did not lose himself in greed. He took only what he could carry, thinking of his future and his village. He returned to his village not as the poor boy they mocked, but as a young man of courage and means. His mother wept tears of joy, not for the gold he brought, but for the safe return of her brave son. The villagers watch it in silence, their mockery silenced by the undeniable proof that destiny can be changed by human will. Adam first rebuilt his mother's home, ensuring she would never again feel the cold wind or the pangs of hunger. But his heart was generous. He used his wealth to pave roads and fix the crumbling homes of his neighbors. He built a school for the children, ensuring that the next generation would have the knowledge to shape their own futures. Adam knew that true wealth was not the gold in his pocket, but the hope he had restored to his community. Those who had once laughed at him now came with gratitude, learning that no one should be judged by their start. He sat once more on the rock overlooking the valley, seeing a village transformed not by magic, but by action. Adam realized that waiting for destiny to change is futile. One must go out and forge it with their own hands. Like a seed trapped in dark soil, we must push through the crushing weight above us to reach the light. Success is not reserved for the chosen few. It is a prize waiting for anyone brave enough to endure the climb. He taught the children that their background did not define them, and that their dreams were valid and worth fighting for. The village that was once a place of despair had become a beacon of hope, all because one boy dared. Destiny is not written in the stars above, but in the choices we make and the risks we take today. The road to success is always open, but it demands the toll of hard work, persistence, and unwavering self-belief. Adam's journey reminds us that the greatest treasure is not gold, but the ability to change the lives of others. When one person rises, they can lift an entire community, turning a place of sorrow into a land of promise. Do not let your circumstances define your future. You have the power to break the chains and write your own story. Remember the clay jar. Sometime, humblest beginnings hold the keys to the most magnificent and extraordinary futures. Make a wish, but do not just wait for it to come true. Step out into the dark and find it. Take that first bold step today, for that is the precise moment when your destiny begins to shift and transform. Your journey is waiting for you to begin. Be brave, be persistent, and never let the world tell you no. Thank you for watching Wise Soul Tales. Remember, your destiny is in your hands. Subscribe now for more inspiring stories.